All right. If you are a coach or a consultant, you are in the right spot. And welcome to this 5-part video series. And in this video series, I'm going to be sharing with you the 5 frameworks to build a 7-figure consulting business. And the frameworks that we're going to be covering, and these are going to be all separate videos, part of the video series as you go through this, is Framework 1, which is the foundation to a 7-figure consulting company. Framework 2, irresistible offers and honing in your ideal avatar. Framework 3, marketing and sales. Framework 4, client delivery. And Framework 5, scaling with A players. So let's jump right into it. The video that we're going to be covering today is Framework 1, and the following videos will come as we go through here. So first things first, the foundation to a 7-figure consulting company. So as I mentioned, I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 frameworks you need in order to build, scale your consulting company to 7 figures and beyond. And what I'm going to share with you in these following videos are the frameworks that have taken me 5+ years and hundreds of thousands of dollars invested into ads, mentors, things I've tried that haven't worked. So with that being said, my goal is to help you shortcut the learning curve and share with you how to go about doing this. So before we jump into it, I want you to think about like this. In order to build a 7-figure business, you need to think about it like you're building a skyscraper. When building a skyscraper, you don't start on level 80. You start on the foundation. You start laying the bricks by bricks, because, and we have a famous quote right here, is you can't build a great building on a weak foundation. So what I'm going to cover in this video is to help you build the foundation to grow this the right way. And you might be asking, well, Justin, why is this so important? And it's very important because if you don't build it the right way, it will be a skyscraper that is kind of tilted that will crash and crumble and fall. And that won't be fun. And I am speaking on experience. I built 2 other businesses to over 7 figures each, and they both were a sideways skyscraper that fell. And those were lessons that I learned. And this is one of the biggest parts that I'm going to share with you on how to build the foundation. So first things first, I got to give you a little bit of foundation or a little bit of background on me, so everything I share with you will make sense. So real quick, 30-second overview. Since 2017, I built 3 digital marketing agencies. The first one was an agency that was just like an overall lead generation agency. We worked with everybody. We were not specialists in one industry. We worked with everyone. This made me 6 figures, and then it crashed and crumbled. The second agency was a Cairo agency, made me multiple 6 figures, but then it crashed and crumbled. Third agency was a solar agency where we hit a little over 7 figures, and the whole thing crashed and crumbled. Now, the next thing I want to tell you is I've also had 2 consulting businesses. First consulting was agency consulting, teaching people how to build an agency so they could leave their 9 to 5 and make 10K a month. Got that up to where it made me over multiple 6 figures, and that crashed and crumbled. Now, the second one is where we help coaches get more coaches and scale from there. Now, that's what I'm currently doing. We've done over 7 figures cash within the first year. And that's what I'm going to share with you today is lessons and building the foundation. So, out of these 4 businesses right here, it's gotten me the foundation to build where we're at now. And at this time, we have over 270 high ticket clients inside our program. So with that being said, I'm going to share with you exactly, again, at the time of this video, what we're doing to do over 200K cash collected months inside our business, just using one funnel and a couple simple ads and a very small team. So I gathered these valuable lessons along the years, and I'm going to share with you today how you can avoid making the same mistakes I did. So the first thing is you got to get your mindset right. And this is something that takes a bit of time. Now, I know it's one of those things like, Justin, don't share with me mindset stuff, but this is what you have to have in order to go to the next step. Again, think about these as building blocks. You need to have the mindset to be able to build the blocks the right way. So you're going to run into a lot of problems inside your business, but I want you to change your perspective to this is a problem or a roadblock to once I figure this out, I'm one step ahead. Because one of the things that really got me to where I'm at today. And again, I have a very long way to go. But one thing that I always change my perspective on is people pay for problems to be solved. So every time you've run into a problem, think about it as this is a paycheck coming to me, but you don't see it right away. You see it later on. Because when you do that, it's going to shape how you think about a lot of things. You're going to be able to come up with better solutions faster and more relevant. The next is you need to stand out and be different. Stop being boring. Become the go to person in your industry, otherwise known as the authority. I'll give you an example. We'll cover more of this in the offer lesson. But if you are a fitness coach and you just teach people how to get a six pack, or just teach people how to count their macros, and that's it, and give them some workouts, you're just like 99% of everybody else, right? So maybe if you're a fitness coach and you give them custom meal preps that's only delivered through your company or through your partner plan, so they don't have to do anything, and then you give them the workouts, nutrition, all this, that separates you apart from everybody else. So as we go through this, you need to think about your current offer and how it's going to be different than everybody else's, because that's one of the biggest things as we go through. So more of that in the next video. But for this video, I took a screenshot of inside my program, Authority Income Accelerator. That's my consulting company. We give out all of our clients, we tell them, hey, these are 25 business values you need to live by. Now, that would take probably this entire video to go through all this. So I'm just going to pull this up and give you 10 of them real quick. So number one, success is not measured by achieving your goals, but by how much you expand in the process. 99% is a bitch, 100% is a breeze. Visualize your success. The universe is strictly just energy. If you want something, change your frequency. Act like a radio. 4, take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your business. Never say it's not a me thing, because it's always a you thing. If your ads aren't working, it's your fault. If conversations aren't flowing, it's your fault. Take responsibility and level up. Number 5, fully intend to win in everything you do, your business, your clients, your life. Number 6, how you do one thing is how you do everything. 7, life is a mirror. If you're a bad client, you will get bad clients. If you're late or defaulting on payments, your clients will be late and defaulting on payments. If you file disputes or go MIA, your clients are going to file disputes and go MIA. Number 8, the hard times are what builds your skill sets. Number 9, never stop learning. Number 10, don't be a bitch. This is a quote from Grant Cardone, Uncle G. Now, I'm not going to go through and explain all these. We go in our program, we explain more of like why, like go in more detail on them, but I wanted to give you the 10 that you can go. So if you want, feel free to take a screenshot, print these out, live by them. This will change your life, those 10 by themselves. Next is I want you to change your expectations. It's going to be hard and it's not going to be easy. So here are unrealistic expectations, right? This is what everyone thinks is going to happen when you start scaling a business or start growing a business or just start one. It's like, I'm going to start here and I'm just going to go straight up and everything's going to be amazing. But in reality, and this is probably more on the side of being nice. This is saying, well, it's going to go well. You're going to have some ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. You might consolidate for a little bit. Then you're eventually going to go up. The whole point is you got to change your perspective of, if you zoom out and look at the year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 years of your business, as long as you're going up, you're fine. Because what's really going to happen is you're going to have a lot of ups and downs and a lot of ups and downs and a lot of ups and downs. But that's what business is. And most people, when they get to this point right here, where they get their first roadblock, they're like, oh man, this business doesn't work. I'm going to quit. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to pivot. How many times have you ever said, oh, this doesn't work, I'm going to pivot? No. I'm saying from experience too, because you don't need a pivot. You just need to keep doing what you're doing and solve the problems that you're solving. And eventually you're going to figure it out. So let's jump into what it actually takes. I broke this down into literally just 2 things. Start saying no to everything that has nothing to do with your goal. For example, if you still hang out with some old friends from high school or college and they're asking you to go out to the bar or go whatever it is, and it has nothing to help you grow, say no. Now, if you have a client that's like, hey, let's go grab a drink, well, that's a relationship that you might be able to build on. So start thinking in terms of what is the risk versus reward of everything I'm doing. That will help you change a lot inside your life. And it's really boring, to be honest with you. I'm saying no to a lot of things where people want you to do stuff, but it's going to be the best thing to get you ahead in life. Next is focus. The whole digital nomad type of thing, it works, but it's not going to get you to seven figures, right? Like if you want to build a legit company, you need to be honest with yourself. What do you actually want? Do you want a legit company or do you want a lifestyle company? We talk more about that in a future lesson. So make sure if you haven't yet, click the subscribe button down below and be on the lookout for these next videos coming in because we're really going to break that down. But essentially, you just need to focus. The best thing I can tell you is if you don't have this yet is get a office, whether it is a office like I have right here. This is actually inside my house. This is where I work every single day, or an actual office, or go to a WeWork, whatever it is, wherever you can be secluded and be focused, that's where you're going to get the best work done. So what it really takes is just being focused, guys. Now, the next part is authority. You need to become the authority in your space. And to become the authority in your space, your socials need to be 100% optimized with exactly what you do, speaking to one type of person. Another thing to kind of keep in mind as we're going through like this authority aspect, and we'll break this down more in a future lesson, but if you look at your social medias, wherever you're getting clients from, I suggest using one social media to get a client. Again, this is in a future video. Whatever that is, if you were a stranger and you saw your profile, would you be intrigued by what you do and what you offer? And be honest with yourself. Because if not, then it's not going to work. You got to make yourself become that authority in the space. And a lot of times, being the authority is just looking like the authority, acting like the authority, speaking like the authority. Like put yourself in your shoes 10 years from now. How would you act, talk, speak? What would you say? What would you post? What would you do? Do that type of stuff. Because ultimately, this will make you become a high status individual, which also kind of goes down to this part that I skipped right here is you got to check especially on Instagram, you got to check your followers to following. You need more people following you than people you're following. I think that should make sense. For example, if you are following 10,000 people, but you only have 5,000 people following you, that does not look like an authoritative stance. My best advice is get over 10,000 followers as soon as possible. Now, I know it's dumb, but that's the world that we live in nowadays, is where it's almost the way I look at it is like if I see people that are like buying followers or whatever you call it, it's like I look at them as like, hey, they're investing in their brand. Because that's really the world we live in. I mean, it's no secret. Like anyone can go online and buy followers. Anyone can run ads and get followers. But it's one of those things where you need to have over 10K followers online to kind of like, have that authoritative stance in the world. And again, I hate it. I'm not a component of it, but that's just the world we live in. And it's better if you've not accepted that yet, you need to accept it now, or you might as well just quit, because that's the world that we live in, to be honest with you. Which goes into the high status individual. Perception is reality. Make people want to be you. I'm going to say that again. Perception is reality. To become the authority in the space, you need to make people, your followers, your prospects, you need to make them want to be you. Live your life. Do the things you do. Now you might be saying like, Justin, how? How do I do this? Well, it's really easy. Invest in yourself. Go get into masterminds, get to know people, build your network, start a podcast, get high value people on there, create a YouTube channel, become a high status individual. There's all kinds of different ways to do this, but like one of the best ways I started becoming known in the space, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like a Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez, or anybody like that. Like I am who I am, right? But compared to most, like I'm in a pretty good position right now. And the way I got there was by just investing in myself, getting into masterminds, getting out of my comfort zone, meeting new people. And I have a really good book for you. There's a book called Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman. I want you to check that out. If you haven't read that book yet, go check it out. It's going to be a book that helps you shape your identity, if you will. And he opens up the book by talking about, I believe it's Beyonce, and how she has a alter ego whenever she performs, and she taps in that alter ego so she can be that type of person. Because a lot of us are naturally introverts, and to become an extrovert you have to change your ego. You have to have an alter ego, and that's a really good book that'll help you out and really get you to the next level with just self-development. So the last things I want to end this video with is become obsessed with your business. Become obsessed with your numbers. Become obsessed with your marketing. Become obsessed with your clients. Become obsessed with getting more information. Just become obsessed and you will make it work. Now, in conclusion, to wrap some things up on here, is building a 7-figure business isn't easy, but when you have the right foundation in place, it makes it a lot more simple. So I want you to, if you haven't yet, take notes on this video, go rewatch it if you need to, and build the foundation of your business. Because when you build it the right way, it's a lot easier to stack on top of it. Now, what I will say, and you'll hear me say this at the end of each video, is if you're a coach or consultant already doing over 10K a month, me and my team will help you get to 7 figures by using our proven strategy. So if you're serious about growth and you have the funds to invest into ads, then click the link below this video to book a call with my team. We'll see if you're a good fit and we'll go from there. So with that being said, this is framework number 1 out of 5. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will be releasing the next video. You'll see it probably right underneath here once it's out.